Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
What do you think, John? Should we do it? Well,
I'm here.
Yeah, yep. And everyone's all set, cocked, locked, and here we go. So your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're broadcasting live from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. We're pretty soggy here. It's been raining and nonstop rain. Actually, it didn't rain yesterday, and we thought, you know what? No rain. A couple days of sunshine in the forecast, and here it is. Rain. Today was supposed to be sunny. No hay. So that's another 3 days that we can't do the hay. And just about everybody I know, a couple farmers have cut and baled hay, and it's been pretty damp, and I think their hay is probably going to be ruined. But for the rest of us, we're waiting it out and see if we can have a few 3 dry days in a row and scramble and cut and ted and rake and bale the hay. I've got all the equipment ready. So, Captain John Regan, how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We went down to visit Becky's parents, and they live outside the National Forest there in nearby Crockett, Texas. And it's always nice to get out where there's peace and quiet, unlike the big city. And in fact, on the way back, I took a picture in case you want to see what a sky looks like without chemtrails and contrails, and just has big fluffy white clouds.
I wanted to talk to you about that. I would like to see a picture. I could probably get one of the old encyclopedia out and look at some pictures there, but from the 50s and 60s and maybe even the 70s. But our neighbors are now starting to catch on. I'm talking about the little village where we live. People are saying, you know what? We haven't had a sunny day in, like a month, for the most part. Yesterday was partly sunny. But no one has seen a sunny day kind of like the days that we used to have in the 60s where it was really sunny. But I was outside yesterday working on the equipment, working on the tractor equipment, replacing some more hoses and making sure that all the equipment is tip-top, ready to go on a moment's notice. And I was sweating profusely. It was 86 degrees, and I said to our son, it wasn't like this when I was your age. It was hot, but it could be the same temperature, but I didn't sweat like I am now. I mean, I was perspiring, I was soaking wet, just working on the tractor. Working on the engine, working on the hydraulic system, and working on the, brake lines and that kind of stuff. Getting all the equipment greased and changing tires and patching tubes and those kinds of things. And it wasn't like it was hard. It wasn't like digging ditches. I was out in the sun, but I wasn't, really working hard. I was working, but I wasn't exerting a lot of effort. And I was soaking wet. And I don't think it was like this. Even though it was partly sunny rather than bright sun, the solar rays are just unbearable. So I just want to share that. And something else I mentioned, John, talked with you over the last couple of weeks about this. The rain came down and it foamed in the gutters. And Mrs. Finelli came up to me yesterday, and she had a piece of what looked like a shingle. And she said, it looks like part of the shingle blew off the roof. And our shingles are, I think it's called weathered wood color. It's kind of like a tan, brown, black. Looks like the woods. The bark on trees, that kind of color. And she handed me this piece, and it was probably 6 inches long, a couple inches wide, maybe 2.5, 3 inches wide, and about 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch thick. And it looked like a shingle. It looked like it broke off. And she handed it to me by the end. And I said, no, this isn't a shingle. This is the granules that, gradually get loosened and roll down the roof into the gutter, and they just kind of sit there. But it was glued together. So what happened was the bottom of the gutter was the place where these granules landed. And then this stuff came out of the sky, this stuff that was foaming, and mixed with these shingle granules and formed some kind of a paste. And when it dried, it left a 1/16 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch thick, 6-inch long piece of what looked like a shingle. And it floated down, and it covered the downspout opening, and the gutter overflowed. So that's how strong this stuff is. So what I'm saying is, what's coming out of the sky is like glue. Mixes with the rain, and will cement shingle granules together. I've never seen this. Now, I've been cleaning gutters since I was, maybe 12, 13, 14 years old. I've seen wood gutters. I've seen copper gutters. I've seen aluminum gutters. I've seen galvanized steel gutters. I've never seen anything like this where the granules stick together or have been stuck together with a glue-like substance. I've never seen it. And so it caused our gutters to overflow. And I thought about it. Like, we have trees all around the farm, but we placed the house such that we wouldn't have to clean out the gutters. That's something I didn't want to do. I'd done it for so long, I just didn't want to do it anymore. Didn't want to climb up on ladders and clean gutters. So we don't have any shrubs around the house that would cause us to have to, or trees to cause us to have to clean gutters. So it wasn't leaves. There were no leaves in the gutters, not one. It was this glued together shingle granules. So I just wanted to say that it's not normal. And then 2 days before that, she found this piece of mud. We have a concrete pad near the house. The driveway is gravel. It's crushed limestone. But we have this concrete pad where we park the car, so when it rains, we don't get, walk in the mud. And there was some mud that rained off our car and formed a very thin layer, kind of like the granules of roofing I was telling you about. And again, it made like an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch piece of mud, 6 inches long, that you could pick up by the end of it, and it would stay together. Kind of like maybe the thickness of the backing of a pad of paper. That's how thick we're talking about. Have you ever seen mud that would stay together that's that thin? I don't think so, because I've never seen it. It's this new rain. So I wanted to share that with the class. I'm not sure what it is, but, I crumbled it in my hand, and it just turned to dust.
And I'm sure it's great for you to inhale too.
Yeah, and of course that stuff is landing on our garden. Not just our garden, everybody's garden. So where's the outrage? Well, let's have some outrage. Let's start talking about it. Let's get everybody let's teach everybody that this is happening, to look up, to look down, and see what's wrong. And how about driving on the road? And, when it just rains, you see this foam coming up. It looks like you're driving through dish detergent on the road. Foam coming out from under the tires. Have you seen that where you are, John?
I haven't been out too much when that's been going on, so I can't say for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, class, next time you're out and it just starts to rain, take a look at as the tires go down the road after it's just started raining. See if you see the same thing, foam coming out from under the tires. I understand that, you leave tracks for just a second or so as you go down the highway, as you squeeze out the water from under the tires. But have you seen what looks like foam dish detergent? And it can't be that everybody just washed his car and then the rain is just giving it like another rinse. And you're driving through that. That can't be the case. John Regan, I've gone to the internet. I am at the financialstateoftheunion.com. I've clicked on the news tab. Did you want to start there, or did you have some comments that you wanted to make before we get going?
We can go ahead and start there. Came across an article. I compiled the link, Get Your Butter Ready. Scientists discovered a 7-foot lobster fossil. And, first thing came to mind, okay, Bessie, we're going to need some butter here. And
that's huge.
And lower down in the article there, it talks about a giant shark that was discovered near Fort Worth, just down the road here. The size of a 2-story building. It's 20 feet long, so you could, if you're holding up by its tail, you need a 2-story building to do that with. Mm-hmm. And I think that just goes to prove that lawyers have a long lineage.
Yeah. And as you know, we had a policy when we had our computer company that we would not take lawyers on as clients, and we were customers. And, it's because we think that they're, naturally great arguers. And then they go to school and learn how to enhance that. So, and, they find fault with everything. No matter which side you're on, they find faults. I guess if you've been shot by the cops, it's, their lawyers would find fault with you being in that place. It's your fault you were there. You're standing there, right? Just when that bullet landed. Yeah, you're right. By the way, did you see that story about this pool party? And this cop comes and throws down a teenager in her bikini, and starts harassing these teenagers. And then some of the neighbors come out. It's like, what's going on? And then this cop pulls a gun on about 10 to 15 people. Did you see that?
Yep.
It's on the website. Class, if you want to see it. USApreparedness.com. More out of control cops. He's making everything safe, right? He brings his gun and points it at everybody. Steve Angle gets arrested and charged with assault on 2 police officers with a deadly weapon in his own house. What about this cop who just pointed that deadly weapon at 10 to 15 people? How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your ridding the body of harmful toxins and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today. I'm
Vincent Finelli of USAprepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA Plus. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness. The phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Captain John Regan's with us, U.S. Air Force Reserves retired. Hey, John, over the weekend, I found the neatest thing. I don't know what I was doing this for, but I was in the kitchen, and I just went to Craigslist, and I typed in propane. I thought, I should get a propane tank, another one. And there it was. This person was selling an automotive propane system. He had a truck. He bought this truck out of state, and it came a 1980s vintage truck, and it came with a propane conversion unit and a propane tank, about an 80-gallon propane tank in the back bed, mounted same direction as the bench seat. So right next to the rear window in the bed of this pickup truck was the propane tank, bolted down. And it had the regulator and had the hoses and everything with it. And he drove it up from out of state to Missouri. And then he decided he wanted to get rid of this propane kit. This kit would allow the engine to run on gasoline from the gas tank or propane from the propane tank. Propane is $1 per gallon right now in Missouri. And you get about 15% fewer miles per gallon. So let's say you had a vehicle that would get 20 miles to the gallon with this propane conversion kit at $1 a gallon. And you could go 1,200 miles. Well, let's say, 1,200 miles on a tank. Pretty cool. And what's really neat about it is the propane burns very, very clean. One of the cleanest burning fuels there is. And it does not contaminate the engine oil. So your engine oil lasts a lot longer. Fewer oil changes. Fewer problems with the engine. The heads don't get carbonized as they would. Valves run cooler, cleaner. What a great way to go. So this guy sold it. He sold it to me for $125. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to find a vehicle and I'm going to convert it to propane. And it needs to be a carbureted vehicle. So anything with a 4-barrel carburetor would be just fine. Maybe even a 2-barrel carburetor. I'm going to put this conversion kit on there and I'm going to get a pump to pump propane out of a big tank into this 80-something gallon tank. And I'm going to ride around with this thing at $1 a gallon. Can you imagine that? So here's a couple points. One point is tonight's meetup at Jimmy's Egg. I'm going to talk about propane conversion, how you can convert. If you have a gasoline-powered generator, I'm going to show a video on how you can convert that to propane almost for free, literally almost for free. And it runs a little cooler, a little quieter, and propane will last forever as long as you don't have a leak. Of course, the regulator might wear out, but the propane itself would last, almost forever without going bad. So here's the point. I'm going to talk about this propane conversion on the air, and it's part of my business. My business here at USA Prepares is teaching preparedness. So I bought this item for $125. Now it's a tax deduction. Well, because I'm using it to further the number of listeners on our broadcast, farther reach, right? I'm looking for, maybe we'll get an advertiser or two, right? So I'm going to teach you about this, as well as other things that I'm buying. And I suggest that you consider doing the same thing. Start your own business. And if you like preparedness items, evaluate them, write a blog, and then those items can be tax deductions. Now, please don't come after me if you get the IRS, talking to you, but I will certainly help you, and we'll discuss it on the air. We'll name the names of the IRS agents who are, bothering you. We'll certainly do that. Okay. But, do your own research, get publication 17, figure out what you can and can't do, under their, guidelines. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm buying some things that I'm going to talk about on the air as business deductions and preparedness items. So I suggest you consider doing the same thing. And if you do, call us. Call us and let us know what you bought. I bought something else. I bought a natural gas dryer. Okay. It was $75 for a natural gas dryer. Now, we don't really need a dryer, but I wanted to experiment with one and see how it worked. And I'm going to teach you in class the difference between some of the older appliances and some of the newer appliances. And in order to do that, I had to buy an older appliance. I bought this dryer for about half the price of what the tax would be on a new dryer. Now think about that. So it's another tax deduction. It's another tax deduction because it's part of the business. So think about your business and how you can start one and start collecting these tax deductions. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. The toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Captain John Regan's with us, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. Class, we got to meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg. I'll be talking about propane conversion, and I'm talking about saving money, and we're going to show some movies. That's tonight, Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m., Battlefield Road, Springfield, Missouri. John Regan?
Well, let's finish up with the lobster article there. And, yeah, I included it for a couple of reasons. One, I thought, I could work in a little bit of humor given what else I've got on tap today. We've got a heavy load of spy tech, and I actually added a new category I call button pushers. and there's another reason, and that actually has to do with preparedness and looking at what's coming down the road. Because those that believe in the religion of evolution will tell you that it takes millions of years for all these small changes to build up for our plants and animals to show changes. Well, that's not the case, especially now that we've discovered epigenetics. As the environment changes, you're going to see very quick changes in plants and animals. We're talking about not, even hundreds or thousands of years. We're talking from one generation to the next. So don't be surprised as things change that you have to get used to differences in plants and animals that have been the same for your entire life.
Well, I saw some unusual things. A frog hopped in the house last night. I've never seen that before. Literally, Mrs. Finelli opened the door and a frog hopped in. And this frog was the size of a nickel. It was jumping all around the kitchen. We're trying to catch him and put him outside so survive because if the cat saw him, he'd be a goner. Another thing that happened is opened the barn, and I went to where I have some tools in the barn, and a bird built, her nest in the barn. So now we have to keep the barn open so that, the bird will be able to raise these little babies. I've never seen, well, I'm sure it's happened a lot, but it's never happened here on the farm where we've had housekeeping set up, inside our buildings by other animals. I think they're sick of the weather. I think they're sick of the heat. I think they're sick of the rain, and they're looking for a better place. So I kind of see what you're saying, John. I kind of see it right here at the farm.
Yeah, and speaking of weather, I was just looking at weather this morning, and it doesn't look good for you there. There's a hurricane that's coming up from the Pacific. California will get a little bit of rain out of it, but it's mostly going to go up through the southwest there. However, it's meeting up with a low in the Midwest, and I'm seeing moisture go directly, that tropical moisture, just like we had here in Texas, go directly through Oklahoma and on into your area.
Yeah. Yesterday we were talking about the weather. So yesterday I was working on the tractor, and it wasn't rainy. It was overcast. And so I was in the tractor. I had the windows open. There's a cab on it. You can open the windows at the bottom. So if it rains, you push the windows. They're hinged at the top, so you can push the windows out the bottom. You have like a 4-inch opening, so air can get in and out of these large windows on this big tractor. And the bees were coming in. They're thinking this is a pretty good place, to set up housekeeping inside the the cab of the tractor. And they'd see me, and they'd go, well, maybe we'll go look some other place. And I went, I was working under the on the engine, and the bees are looking at under the engine, cover to see if they could, under the hood, see if they could set up there. And they were looking in the back. They were looking under it. They were really busy trying to find a nice place to be. And that's right when I was there. And I think they're, I won't say they're aggressive, because we got along just fine. Nobody stung anybody. But the bees were there, swarming around me, looking for a better place to hang out. And I've seen bees before, but I haven't seen them so persistent, where they just say, look, there's a guy here, maybe he'll go away and leave us alone, and we can set up housekeeping. So when you're talking about rapid evolution, maybe these are 3 examples of that.
Now let's move on to a tale of 2 droughts. Now it hasn't rained in over a week here, and we're enjoying that. The lake levels are starting to go down ever so slowly, so things are getting better here. However, California, it's the same old. This week's the same as last week. However, the report in Texas last week, we had all the way up to 82% of the state not in drought. And this newest report has upped that to 90%. And one of the things that's interesting, it also shows the population affected by drought, which that's D1 or greater. D0 is just abnormally dry. We are down to less than 16,000 people in Texas affected by drought. And I thought it'd be interesting to look at the history on that. And just back in April, we had almost 8.5 million people in some kind of drought condition. So that's a very short amount of time for that to happen. But I scrolled back to the end of 2011. And at that time, it was 0% of the state, 0 people were not affected by drought. And it was practically the whole state that was at least in drought condition 1. It was just a few thousand people that was only abnormally dry. So, Texas is in a whole lot better shape than it was just a few years ago. And you can use that these drought monitors check more local to your area, because we're not the only two states that's affected, especially if you're in the south or on the west coast. There's areas that are not having good times as well.
Mm-hmm. You going to talk about California?
Well, other than saying that, while Texas has improved over this last month, California stayed the same. And unfortunately, it's getting into that time of year where, they're used to the snowpack melting and providing water. There's no snowpack. So unless something changes dramatically over the next couple of months, this summer is going to be very, very brutal for the state.
John, I'm looking at the map, D0 to D4, and D0 would be abnormally dry. D4 is exceptional drought. If you look at D0 to D4 for California, 99.86% is between abnormally dry and exceptional drought. So roughly 0.1% of the state is not abnormally dry or moderately dry or severe drought or extreme drought or exceptional drought. Only roughly 0.1% of 1%. It's pretty serious.
Yes, it is. And when you turn that over to population, it's actually only about 22,500 people in California that is not affected by at least abnormally dry. But there's very few that's only abnormally dry. So we're talking about over 37 million people in California being affected by drought. And it's not looking to improve anytime soon.
Back in the 70s, when I was at the university, in one of my classes there, I remember hearing one of the professors talking about, what we're facing. So, you students out there, in the next 40 years, one of the things you're going to be facing is water problems, water pollution, drought, those kinds of things. And here we are, pretty much right on the money with this timetable. California's in serious trouble. And John, what about all these people who are involved in water theft? Farmers are struggling. Farmers are desperate. They have land that is virtually unusable without water, right?
Right. And for the fruit and nut trees, once those go, it is years before you get back to production in those.
Yeah. And so maybe we have California's water over here, and we'd sure like to send some of it back because we are just overwhelmed with water here. But a couple of years ago, we had the exact opposite problem. So we got a chance to see what the drought was like. And I saw beef prices are starting to come down a little bit. I was at Sam's Club. Beef was just 80-20, ground beef. $2.99 a pound. Most other places are selling it for between $3.50 and $4 a pound around here. And I'm wondering if that is just a sign of the fire sale that may happen with beef, this year. This year, as farmers are unable to keep their cows.
I guess the good news is you can use that savings on eggs.
You want to talk about eggs, John? Go ahead, please.
Why don't you have more current prices?
Well, I was at Sam's Club, and one of the things that I do as an informed consumer, at least partially informed, I look at trends, and I saw these free range eggs, and the price was $6 and change, and I thought, no. Really? Those brown eggs that we pick up all over the yard? they're $6 and change for about 18 of them. And then I found, the plain old white eggs, that you get, the commercial factory eggs. They're over $4 for 18 eggs. So we're looking at over about $3 a dozen. And how much were they months ago? Well, I remember about a year ago, $1.08, $1.17, $1.29, $1.27. Not anymore. And by now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Have you ever noticed how many sick and miserable people there are? I'm serious. I'm talking about people of all ages who have conditions and diseases which affect their quality of life. Most of them seem to have one thing in common: polypharmacy. That is, dependence on multiple prescription drugs with side effects that actually make them sicker and sicker, not healthy. The good news is that people are waking up to the fact that if you supply your body with all of the nutrients it requires, you will feel better, be healthier, and have a better life. It's important to know that Beyond Tangy Tangerine is the most amazing, great tasting, comprehensive nutritional supplement. Besides supplying all the vitamins our bodies need, it also supplies the necessary minerals that are required for the vitamins to kick in. Look, folks, I'm hooked on it, and I think if you try it, you'll become hooked. This stuff really works. That's why I'm urging you to make it part of your daily health regimen. Visit InfoWarsTeam.com to secure your canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine today. Sign up for auto ship and save on shipping costs. That's Beyond Tangy Tangerine at InfoWarsTeam.com.
Class, I'm going to be at the RK Prepper Show. I'm going to be speaking about starting your own business and taking the same tax deductions that the rich take. The idea is to teach you how you can buy preparedness items, start a blog, and have those preparedness items that you evaluate become tax deductions. That's June 20 and 21, this month, at the WNC Agricultural Center, Fletcher, North Carolina. Some people might call that Asheville, North Carolina. John Moore's going to be there with me, and he'll be talking about violent climate change and what you need to do about it and what you need to know about it. So John Moore and I will be there from usaprepares.com, and John Moore will be appearing on this broadcast in the next 2 weeks, and I'll be appearing on his broadcast on Republic Broadcasting, and we'll be talking about what we're going to be talking about at the RK Prepper Show. There's a link on the website if you want to go to their website, rkpreppershows.com, rkpreppershows.com. John Regan, back to you.
Now, let's move into the financial information I got here. The first link's called Inflation and the Minimum Wage. And the title on the article is 40% of U.S. workers now earn less than the 1968 minimum wage. Now, when I can, double check numbers, I do so. So I go in and search for minimum wage by year. And I believe I found the report this article is written from. And it's a good lesson on how you can cherry pick data. Because the 1968 adjusted for inflation amount was the 1074 as published in this article. So that's accurate as stated from this report. However, two things. One, when you look on both sides of this for several years, it was nowhere near being over $10. It was $9 or less. So, it's good for making a point, but it's bad science. The flip side is that when you use the inflation calculator, you're not always going to get the same number months later, because what's used in that includes estimates, and as the government revises the numbers, whether they're accurate or not, you end up getting different answers. And it was interesting that if you use that calculator today, you actually get a number higher than the 1074. But I wanted to see what the minimum wage was in 1964. And it turns out that was $1.25. And why that's important, because if you got paid in quarters in 1964, those would be silver quarters. So that $1.25 you look at today, if you bought a $1,000 bag of junk silver quarters, it would cost you a little over $13,000 from the source I'm looking at. Well, that means that these quarters cost 13 times roughly what it was in 1964. So 13 times $1.25 would be $16.25. So you can make a good case that, the minimum wage in 64 is the equivalent of $16.25 today. And when you multiply 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, that works out to $33,800, which, it's not bad. It's below the family average. But there's another factor here, in that silver prices have been manipulated with paper silver. And I would say that silver should be worth at least twice what it is now. So if you just do that twice, that means that $1.25 minimum wage in 64 would be the equivalent of almost $68,000 a year today.
And we might be able to survive on $68,000 a year and raise our family. And according to Bob Chapman, when he was on the air with us years ago, he said what is eating us alive is taxes and inflation. And that's why we can't get ahead. That's why both parents, if there are both parents in a house, are working at least one or two jobs just to stay afloat. Taxes and inflation. John Regan and I'll be right back right after these few short commercial announcements and top of the hour news.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state in back taxes, you know they'll never stop coming after you. With bank levies, wage garnishments, they'll even seize your home or business. The good news? A government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative.
I'm Paul Sibley with U.S. Tax Shield. We can help navigate the new laws, get you protected, and resolve your tax issues permanently.
Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield now for your free consultation and get a guaranteed quote to resolve your case. Call 800-436-6451. That's 800-436-6451.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
The human body is extraordinary, despite all the stress we inflict upon it. Thousands of people across the country use an extremely effective product to help their body stay balanced. It's Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural herbal formula designed to help maintain healthy blood pressure, clean arteries, promote good circulation, and balance cholesterol. Heart and Body Extract, along with good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free from pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of Heart and Body Extract. Learn more and read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers at heartandbody.com. Heart and Body Extracts offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. For free info, call 866-295-5305 now. That's 866-295-5305 or heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries welcome. 866-295-5305.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Captain John Regan's with us. Captain John Regan, I just posted an article on the website. Now, in Colorado, there was a guy who was suspected of shoplifting. So he runs into this house. Well, a SWAT team comes. I mean, naturally, that's what you do. If you have a suspected shoplifter, what you do is you call the SWAT team, right? They destroyed this guy's house. I'm not kidding. They blew out windows, walls. They used battering rams, explosives. They got the guy. They got him. 20 hours later, literally destroyed this guy's house. And I was looking at pictures of it. Let's see. I would say, I have to go back to it. Okay, there are holes in this. Oh, geez. Has to go to a commercial on this website. But I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 massive holes in this guy's house, blown apart by the SWAT team to flush out a shoplifting suspect. Not someone who's guilty, just a suspect. Now imagine if some guy runs into your house, your door's open, guy runs in, and then a SWAT team shows up. And then flashbang grenades, explosives, gunfire. Imagine that. And they destroy your house. And they go, okay, we got him. Yep, we got him. Now what? Now what happens? What if you don't have homeowner's insurance? What if your homeowner's insurance says, oh, heck, are you kidding me? We don't pay for damage caused by the government. No, we don't do that. Imagine this. This is absolutely out of control. Why are we allowing this? Why are we allowing these jackbooted thugs to destroy our property? In the name of protecting us. How much threat is there by a shoplifter? Okay. They say that there's about $250,000 worth of damage to this guy's house. It really looks massive. Take a look. It's at usaprepares.com, page 1. usaprepares.com, page 1. Owner of the house says that's an abomination. He's absolutely right. John Regan, what's next?
Well, I just want to take a side trip for a second here. As we talked about last hour, Becky and I went down to visit her parents this weekend, and I'm still trying to adjust to some news we got at church yesterday. And because when I'm down there, I don't have full internet access. It's satellite internet, so I'm quite limited on all the news I get. And we get to church, and we're told that the pastor of First Sugarland committed suicide. And he'd apparently been suffering depression for a while. And I didn't know the man. He's fairly well known because he's served quite a bit here in Texas, including as vice president and president of the Baptist General Convention of Texas. Now, what makes it so personal is that Becky and I got married at this church. We weren't members there, but there's a family history there. Her maternal grandfather was the pastor there, and I asked her this morning, when was that? And she doesn't know exactly, but it was like 65 to 70 years ago. So just, we're coming up on hard times, and nobody's immune. And I don't know if, given the signs that this could have been prevented or not, but once the poop hits the props, there's going to be a lot of people totally lose hope and think this is their only way out. And, all I can say is when you're in that condition, you have to understand, no, you don't see the way out, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. Because things can come from unexpected directions. And, it's kind of like make the goal just getting through that day. And if that's too big a goal, make the goal just getting through that hour. Vincent?
Dr. Shealy talks about antidepressants and how they can lead to full-blown depression. And as you were saying this, I typed in this article, and I found Pastor Phil Lineberger commits suicide, struggled with depression, took the former president of Baptist General Convention of Texas. And it shows this man, it looks like a nice guy. He really does. And I think he was a graduate of the University of Arkansas, and Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth. He was a trustee at Dallas Baptist University. And he leaves behind his wife, some adult children, and 10 grandchildren. He was a pastor at the Sugarland Baptist Church in Texas since 1995. He took a medical leave in 2015. So for 20 years, he was a pastor there. And as I was listening to you talk about this, John, I was thinking about what I learned probably in high school, that of all the professions, and this was back then, back in the 70s, that dentists seemed to have the highest suicide rate. And we thought, well, that's because everything they do is painful. You know, the drilling, the filling, the bill, it's all painful to the patient, right? And we thought that was it. And maybe what, and I'm just speculating, I have no knowledge, I've never heard of this person before, but what about all the bad news that a pastor hears? I mean, he's surrounded by bad news, right? Death in families. He's a participant in graveside services, seeing the tears and the emotions of those who are still with us, suffering the loss of someone close to them. And then hearing the stories about, losing homes and cars and jobs, as we spiral down into the abyss, all engineered by our government and the puppet masters. All at the same time, we're hearing how great things are and how prosperity is right around the corner. And you think that, John, there are a lot of people who are in desperate situations. And of course, you know of some of these desperate situations, and I do as well. Some of the faculty and friends and students in class of USA Prepares, some of us are having a real tough time of it. And it doesn't always make for happy times. It's very, very sad. So what do we do about it? If you can make the time to talk with those who are having a tough time, invite them over for dinner, spend some personal time with them, please do that. And here's what I'm doing. I'm trying really, really hard. The phone rings off the hook here. And sometimes I'm absolutely exhausted. And the last thing I want to do is stay awake longer at night. And when the phone rings, I do my very best to answer the phone, take the phone calls. Because it may be that one desperate phone call, someone who is at his or her last minutes, grasping for straws, grasping for help. So be kind to those you see. They may have it way worse than you do. We don't know. They may have lost a loved one that day or that week. They may have gotten news that they've got cancer. They may have just gotten a call from their spouse saying that they just lost half of their income because of the layoff. The person may have been beat up at work by the boss saying more, faster, more, hurry up or we're going to fire you. I suggest that we be kind to each other and try to help each other however we can. Not by handing out money. I'm not saying give money to church. I'm not saying that at all. As a matter of fact, I'm saying just the opposite. I'm saying stop giving so much money to church. Help people directly. You don't need a broker to help you help somebody. Help that person directly. The last thing you need is a broker taking your hard-earned money and dispensing it as they see fit. Why don't you, if you're inclined to take your hard-earned money, if you see fit, to help somebody directly? Teach them how to fish. Teach them, buy them some seeds. Share your seeds. Share your seeds with others and help them grow their garden. Not everybody knows how to grow a garden. Not everybody knows about inflating their tires with the proper pressure, maybe even a little more than the proper pressure to get more miles per gallon. Not everybody knows that if you use that accelerator pedal gently, you'll get more miles per gallon. Teach them the things that will save them money. Teach them how to buy in bulk. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse in 29.
This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original hidden holster.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Captain John Regan's with us, and you know, John, you really brought up a really serious topic, you know, about depression and people committing suicide. And you know, when someone commits suicide, that's the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, it just destroys the family for as long as those people are alive, because they remember it. They think it's their fault. What could they have done to prevent it? It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I know a man who was on all these government prescribed medications. Had a government job. Drove to the top of a bridge on the East Coast. I mean, a really, really, really tall bridge. Put his four-way flashers on. Pulled off to the side on this tall bridge. Put his four-way flashers on. Put his wallet on his dashboard. Shut off the engine. Jumped off the bridge. And lived. Was hospitalized. And didn't work. So he gets all patched up. Hangs himself in the basement. His wife and he just had breakfast a few minutes before. They were going to leave, go to work, same time. Him to his job, her to her job, and he was just going to hang around for a few more minutes. She left and thought, something's not right. Turned around, went home. He was hanging in the basement. He hung himself. His children were about 7 years old. They're wondering what the heck happened. What did they do wrong? What did they do to cause their father to kill himself? It wasn't their fault. Times are really getting worse. And I'm blaming this on individual greed. Individual greed of politicians who will sell us out, will sell our country down for their own personal pleasures. These politicians will sell their families out. They'll sell out your jobs to China and Mexico and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and the Philippines and any other small country or large country they can think of to take a bribe for doing so. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, the rest of those thugs. They're destroying America, and it's having impact right here at home. It's so sad. John Regan?
One of the things you didn't mention about dentists is they're in their office inhaling mercury and fluoride all day long. And that can't be good for their brain.
I should be nicer to Howard. Howard Shayne is USAPrepares.com instructor. He's our dentist. I'm going to see him tonight at the meetup. I guess I have to be extra specially nice to him. But you're absolutely right, John. You're absolutely right. And we're killing ourselves. We are literally killing ourselves. And I got an email from Mike Parsons during the broadcast. And he's absolutely right. It's the polymer that's mixed with the barium and the aluminum in the chemical spraying of our skies that's causing our mud to turn into this, I don't know what you'd call it, a sheet of mud. A sheet of mud and a sheet of asphalt tar shingles. That's what it is. It's stuck together with this plastic that's sprayed in our sky. And who's not out of breath? I mean, who has the endurance of 5 years ago? Show me somebody. I'd like to meet someone who is just as strong has just as much endurance. I'd like to meet somebody like that. We're killing ourselves with each breath. I'd like to know who these guys are. And pretty soon it'll be our turn. I'm not sure when. I'm not advocating it, but when it happens, it'll be interesting to see how these thugs run. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original Hidden Holster.
John Regan's with us, Captain John Regan, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. We're at the news tab. John Regan, what's next?
Well, I want to finish off the financial section. That second article is a report on the report on economic well-being of U.S. households in 2014. That report is produced by the Federal Reserve. And the title of the article is nearly half of American households would not be able to afford a $400 emergency without borrowing money. And I want to let's take the survey at face value. The first table that comes up is what's the largest expense that you could pay right now using cash or money in your checking or savings account. Now, when you add up the results that are under 400, and the first one is actually under 100, and that's shocking too, nearly 40% of Americans could not handle a $100 hit. But by the time you add up the under 100, 100 to 199, 200 to 299, and 300 to 399, that's 76% and change of Americans could not handle that much of a hit from cash in their checking or savings. Now, this kind of dovetails with what we've been talking about for early on in the hour. We're in a very bad financial position in this country. And to, I guess, paint the picture of using the article we talked about last hour on minimum wage, based on if we had the same money today, that the minimum wage would be somewhere between the mid 30s to the upper 60s, based just on what the current value of silver is, or what it should be if we weren't seeing the manipulated prices. So looking at that $400 amount that's used in this survey, just based on that the silver coinage has to be bought for 13 times face value. So in 1964, this would have been a $30.76 or 77 cent emergency. Now, with the manipulation of silver prices, it's really probably more like a $15 emergency in 1964. And I think most families in 1964 would have been able to handle a $15 emergency. And here we are, in this wonderful 21st century, utopia, where we can't handle that equivalent, or maybe 20% of the country can. That's a very sad state of affairs. Vincent?
Okay, ready for an exclamation point? I've got one. I was coming back from the farm with our son yesterday, and I stopped off at a yard sale. I hadn't been to one in a long time. And I had no idea what to expect. And so we went to this yard sale, and there were boxes and boxes and boxes of books. And books were marked $2, cross that off, $1. So I bought a handful of books for $1 a piece. One of them is a couple 100-page book on welding theory and application. It's a U.S. Department of the Army technical manual. $1. I mean, the book is a couple 100 pages. Then I bought another book called the Engineer Hand Tools book, Department of the Army, $1. Bought another one, a couple 100 pages, Engineer Soldier's Handbook, Department of the Army. Technical Manual, U.S. Department of the Army, Common Wood and Metal Repair, $1. Another one, Interior Wiring. I thought I would share some of these books. I'm going to pass them around tonight at the meetup. Another tax deduction, right? Another one, Use and Care of Hand Tools and Measuring Tools. You know, how to use a metal pipe flaring tool, how to use wrenches, what the names of wrenches and measuring tools are, how to clean batteries, the difference in files, you know, what you would use, what type of file to use for what, how to thread pipe, how to use taps and dies and reamers, and wrecking bars, crowbars, combination bars, pinch bars, saws, hack saws, keyhole saws, how to climb a pole. Okay? They're all $1 a piece. And I said to the woman who was selling it, she was so glad. She said, "Oh, thank you so much for helping me get rid of those books." I said, "Are people buying books?" And she said, "No, only certain kinds of books, you know, amusement type books. People are not interested in reading how to do things." I couldn't believe it. I probably have, if these books were priced at current prices in like a Barnes & Noble for the kind of information, they'd probably be $40 a piece. Not $1. John, what we're seeing is society crumbling. And what the lady told me was if someone wants to get some of this information, they just go to the internet and get it. Okay. But when the power's down, there is no internet. So we're making the assumption that the internet's always going to be here. And you and I have had this discussion. Yeah, the internet's great. I do a lot of research. I have a computer in the kitchen, and if I need to look something up, I'll just jump on that computer in the kitchen, which is on the first floor of the house, and I'll do some research and figure out how to repair something. I'll look up a wiring diagram or something like that. It's much faster. But if that internet's not available, that's okay. I have it in a hard copy. So I'm seeing, John, the lack of interest in reading, the lack of interest in keeping books, and I guess people are selling things that I would never sell these books. If someone offered me $100 for the books that I just bought, I would be really reluctant to sell them at a fantastic profit because I think the information is that valuable. I'd want to keep the information for survival purposes. But John, not everybody wants to do that. What are your thoughts on what I just said? Do you see that too?
I think it gets down to why most people are bad chess players is they can't see how the position changes. They might be able to see how, when they move a piece, how that force goes against the opponent, but they don't see how they've got this hole in their defense now. So they might see how maybe, storing some food is good for them, but they don't see that, when these things happen, the way you're used to getting information and supplies goes away. And that lack of supply chain is going to be a big killer. And not having the skills, and not just the books, but actually practicing the skills, is going to finish a lot of people off.
I certainly agree. I really do. What's next?
Well, I thought we'd try out the button pushers.
That's going to be my new favorite category, isn't it?
These are 6 articles that I came across in the past week that it's like, oh my gosh, and I'm going to read through them and do a quick summary and see which one pushes your button the most. I've got Mommy State May I, Next After Homosex, Vets Can Buy Back Their Rights, Since They Can't Raise Taxes, Your Money or Your Pet, and Survey Says, Go to Jail. Well, first up, we've got a woman from the People's Republic of New Jersey who got a restraining order against her ex-boyfriend, and over a month ago she applied for a gun permit, and unfortunately he came by and killed her before she was able to get a gun to protect herself. And if you think the homosexual marriage issue is going to be disgusting, this next article talks about sex with animals being the new normal lifestyle and sexual orientation choice. And I do want to warn, there is a photo at the bottom of this that shows a dog restrained for use from an animal brothel in Denmark, which is legal. We have veterans that are losing their gun rights because the Veterans Administration says that they're not capable of managing their affairs. And they're now instituting a new program where they can buy back those rights. And though we know that governments are having a hard time raising taxes, this comes out of the St. Louis area where people are getting stiff fines for offenses such as having peeling paint, having an overgrown tree, leaving toys in the yard, things like that. And the 5th article is actually a video, and I'll tell you about that one after the break.
Peeling paint, not mowing your lawn, failing to have curtains or screens, thousands of dollars in fines. Let's talk about what we're going to do about it when we come back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
Ouch! My back is out again.
Hi, Dr. Ortman with Wellspring Spinal Care. If you're experiencing neck, mid, or lower back pain, this information is for you. One of the complaints that I hear is patients receive their typical adjustment, only having to repeat them as the pain returns. Putting the bones back in place is only half of the battle. At Wellspring Spinal Care, we have the entire solution. We use the NUCA approach, utilizing three-dimensional x-rays and gentle touch technology to deliver specific correction. We then design a custom nutritional supplement program which provides essential nutrients targeting the areas of concern. With a NUCA approach and proper nutrition, you'll be on your way to a faster and more permanent recovery. To get you on the road to wellness, visit drortman.com. That's drortman.com, or call us today, 952-303-9124. That's 952-303-9124. Wellspring Spinal Care, chiropractic done right.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original hidden holster.
Captain John Regan's with us, and let's see, meet up tonight, Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. I'll be talking about propane conversion for your generator and for your vehicles. And we're going to be showing some movies, and we're going to share some preparedness tips. Also, I'll be at the RK Prepper Show, and that's in 11 days from now, June 20 and 21 at the WNC Agricultural Center in Fletcher, North Carolina. John Moore will be there. Other USA Preparers instructors will be there, and we'll be telling you more about it. Tickets are available online. There's a link on the website, usaprepares.com, rkpreppershows.com, rkpreppershows.com. And I'll be teaching a seminar. I'll be there for 2 days, and I'll spend as much time as you'd like teaching you about starting your home-based business. We'll try to have a little get-together for dinner, Dutch treat, where we go to a restaurant and spend some more time together. John, you're talking about being subject to fees, fines for lawns not being cut and paint peeling and so forth. I wanted to build a garage on my property, and when I lived on the East Coast, and it was 24 by 24, I wanted to put a little, raise the roof up just a little bit. It was just a one-story structure with a roof pitch that matched the roof of the house. Same color, same architecture, same everything. 24 by 24, two-car garage. And the Civic Association gave me a really hard time. So I said, okay, I get it. Forget the garage. I'll just put up a tent. And I told them I'd put up a circus tent right there. And they all backed down. They said, tell you what, why don't you just build that garage? It'd look better. So that's how I dealt with it. And, John, this is absolutely out of control what you're talking about. Fines, for raising revenue. I think we need to point out the individual. So the individual who comes out and assesses that you need to paint and things like that, Let's get their names, addresses, pictures of their houses. Let's make them famous. Put them on a website. Build a blog. Make that part of your business blog, and show the whole world who these thugs are. What do you think?
I think we need to add the council that passed the code to begin with.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Point them out too. Now, don't forget the little guys. You got to take the little guys into consideration, give them full credit for all the damage they're doing, and then go all the way up to the mayor. Okay? And town council, city council, the aldermen, all of them. Make them all famous. Yep. Put their names, their wives' names, happily married for, a year or two, so-and-so, after being happily married to so-and-so before that for a year. Let's just help them understand, help everyone understand who these thugs are. What's next?
Well, we've got a video out of Colorado where they're not going after your property, they're going after your pets. Now, these dogs were accused of attacking another animal. There was no witness, there's no proof, but animal control took these animals, and you have to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to keep your pets from being euthanized. And it's a nice emotional scam that they're running. And we've got the Commerce Department introduced a rule in the Federal Register back in November that now starts criminal penalties for not filling out a survey, whether or not you need to fill it out.
I've been threatened for not filling out a survey. I told them, come get me. I was harassed by...
These now include jail time and fines.
Okay, so let's point out who these thugs are and their bosses. And, one thing you can do is ask them for help for filling out the survey. Just, meet them at the park and tell them you need their help. It's so complicated. But these surveys are really disguised as prying to get information from we the villagers, right? They want to know secrets. Yep. And there's two sets of rules. There's rules for us, we the villagers, and then there's rules for the thugs. And if you want to know who's running the show, well, those are the people who we can't criticize. Those are the people who are running the show. John Regan, thanks so much for being with us. Boy, I'll tell you, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Everything's getting more expensive. Shortages, disease, violence. And then the villagers are being oppressed. I don't like it. Meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg. John Regan, thanks so much for being with us. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next?
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.